Mhm. Respected friends, welcome you all. Salutations. With all the maturity, noble life lived continuously, through that gained the inner purity, then being with the gurus, being obedient to them, doing various upasanas, anushtanas given by them, thereby spiritually empowering our inner personality, then exposing to the truth through the Shastra, Shravana, Adhyayana for a long time. These are the minimum necessary things with which our inner antakarana becomes qualified enough to understand the truth that is indicated in our Shastras, Upanishads, Moksha Shastras, etc. That relentless, choiceful effort when we put surely, certainly, what the Gurus want to teach us, want us to learn, and what the Gurus indicate to us as the goal. All these things we'll be able to understand, even do the due sadhanas and reach out to them. Patience, perseverance, consistency, wholehearted Shraddha, and slowly, steadily, total full involvement only for the spiritual evolution. When these things we keep on inculcating in us, then that most beautiful thing happens. The opening up of the intellect to understand the truth, and then the sadhana for the opening up of the experience. Yes, it is not as easy as it is said. But then, mind you, there is no other alternative also for us to get the highest state of being, to get the mukta sthiti. If there were any other ways, any other easier ways, the gurus would have indicated to us them only. What they have indicated to us, this process is the only process and easiest process when we keep on doing. Om Namo Narayana. So let us study our Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana Shastra third Utpatthi Prakaranam 14th Brahma Pratipadanam. Brahma Pratipadanam, as we said yesterday, day before, is not that the Brahman is brought and shown to us, but the Brahman alone always is there. The Pratipadana of this Brahman means in our understanding or bringing to our understanding and conviction that Brahman alone was, is, and will be eternally there. Whatever we see, we perceive, we experience, how much ever tangible, realistic they all appear to be, yet none of them are there whatsoever in that pure Brahman. That's the meaning of Brahma Pratipadanam. Then at the next second level, if at all something is there, because we are perceiving, etc., all that is nothing but that one without second, undifferentiable, non-dual Brahman alone. But why then so many varieties? All of that is the power of that Brahman, the Maya. Then in that variety of the world, why I have got lost? Because of our moha. Maya can be there for us to see the Brahman in so many ways. Moha should not be there. What's the difference between Maya and Moha? The Maya is the infinite power of that Lord for him to express in the form of the variety of the world. What is Moha? Giving the reality to it, forgetting the reality. That's our choice. Wrong choice we had so far of giving reality to this phenomenal world and forgotten the reality and got lost in it. Again, it is our choice always to devalue the entire phenomenal world and value the reality. Realize it. That's our choice. In the process of which we come out of the moha delusion, there is no more bandhana samsara to us. है ना? Like the mud can appear as pot, pot can be utilized for water. This is called Maya. But saying the mud pot is real and that pot is mine and it should be permanent, this is called Moha. Pot is not real, though it is useful. Pot is not permanent, though it is having that shape. Pot is never yours. So too the Dehendra Prana Mano Dhyadi, the entire Jagat, all of them are Maya Kalpita. On that, giving them reality and owning some of them, identifying with some of them, cocooning myself in them, now called as Jiva, is my delusion. It is my choice. But I didn't know so many days. Never mind. Now you know. You are given a chance. That you can study Shastra and understand the things well and can choose to come out of your delusion through these knowledges, these practices. Do it, get liberated. Right, friends? We are in this process now of keeping on listening till the understanding starts happening. Once the understanding happens, a part of the delusion is gone. After that, when we abide by that understanding to the extent of experiencing reality, and from that standpoint, experiencing everything else as my own self or non existent, then the total delusion is gone. You are liberated. So, may all these words, sentences become knowledge, meaningful, owned knowledges for all of us. May we use these knowledges, may we really transcend. May the required patience, perseverance, strength, knowledge come to us. May we do this sankalpa and prayer to that all powerful Ishvara. Okay, now the 14th Sarga, Brahma Pratipadanam, continue. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यम् ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानाम् ॐ श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदम् ॐ परं ब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीरामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारदादि श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्राणाम आचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा सनातन धर्म से वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृते बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्माद् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृते धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः ओम तस्मै श्री गुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे ओम विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम् ओम तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्रीगुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः ओम पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्धिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरविकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दम् ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्रपरब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीवसिष्ठादिऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्रीयोगवासिष्ठमहारामायण शास्त्रं तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणं ब्रह्म प्रतिपादनं नाम चतुर्दश सर्गः श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच तो yesterday we have come up to the mantra sankhya 39. Okay, even 40 41 also we have seen. 39 onwards we'll just browse through, try to understand as much as we can. May Lord Sri Rama, Sri Vashishta Guru, all gurus see our innocence and our struggle and effort. May they bless us with such sharp, subtle intellect to understand what they are saying through these mantras to us about the Brahma Tattva, about the Maya, about the Jagat, about Samsara Bandhana, about sadhana, about moksha, etc. Correct? Now, स्वयमेव चमत्कारः यः समापद्यते चितः भविष्यन्नाम देहादि तदहं भावनं विदुः. So, स्वयमेव चितः चमत्कारः यः सम्यक् आपद्यते. The chitah chamatkara. That the chit Paramatma's chamatkara Shakti itself. Okay. First makes the chit as aham. Means that chit becomes an aham, becomes aware of its own chamatkara Shakti. Okay. Then this chamatkara Shakti of the chit only Bhavishyat Nama Dehadi. So chita, chidaham, chidaham chamatkara Shakti, and that chamatkara Shakti alone expressing in future as Nama Deha, as we see the whole world. So pure consciousness becomes aware of itself, then it comes Chidaham, then becomes aware of its own power, it's called Chamatkara Shakti. Then that Aham Chit or Chidaham alone, once it gives that chavi to that Chamatkara Shakti, that is what, without touching that Chit Swarupa Paramatma, but basing on Chit Swarupa only, that Chamatkara Shakti projects the Rupa Namadi, infinite varieties, without themselves having any of reality of their own. Like the snake has none of its own reality. The snake, its woods or hoods, sorry, its fangs, its skin, its tail, its poison, its hissing. None of them are existing on their own. It is me, my own chamatkara shakti called as the mind, which has projected that snake. But mind you, there should be the substratum rope. Only then this chamatkara shakti of mind can project that snake. And while all that is happening, the substratum, the rope, is never even touched a little bit. And all examples. The Shuktika is never touched. But without Shuktika substratum, my Chamatkara Shakti, the mind, cannot project the Rajata on that. And the Rajata, with its weight, its glitter, with its value, all of them never exist. So too on the Sthanu, the substratum, the Purusha Bhranti. So too on the Usara Kshetra, the desert sand, the mirage water. I know that Usara is never made wet, never touched. But without that, the substratum, without substratum, the projection cannot happen. So there are three things. One, substratum. Second, the projecting power in me, the chamatkara shakti. Third, the projected, whatever it is there. In case of Rajata, Shuktika, Rajata. In case of what you call the Sthanu, the Purusha. In case of Rajju, the Sarpa. Totally, in case of the pure Brahman, the entire world of Rupana. Okay. Bhavishyat nama dehati tat aham bhavanam viduhu. That pure consciousness, that chita, then chidaham with its chamatkara shakti, that chamatkara, like my mind cannot exist without me. I am supporting it. And that mind, empowered by me or given chavi by me, projecting the snake on rope, etc. So too, the Purna Chit Swarupa Parabrahma, becoming aware of itself, Chidaham, then its Shakti. That Shakti is projected. The whole Rupana. Okay? So can that projected snake be without the rope? No. Therefore, what we are seeing as snake is nothing but in its substratum, the rope only. What we are seeing as entire Upanama Jagat, in their substratum, the Brahman Chitswarupa only. That knowledge having made sure, strong, pakka, doubtless, the seat of meditation, transcending all the upadhis and upadhi kalpanas, we have to realize that main self. Remember, with all the Vedantic efforts of Siddhanta Jnanam, we have to experience the Adhisthana Brahma. That should be our goal. Strengthen that sankalpa, that desire, and start adding the efforts to that as and when possible. Slowly it starts happening. All the while, never give up the study of listening of such Shastras which reveal to us the Tattva. They are the Upanishads and the Smriti Granthas like Yoga Vaashishtha and Adhyatma Ramayana ityadi. Then the Vedanta Tattva Prakarana Granthas as given by Bhagavan Shankara, etc. If we leave the study of them, totally the discussion or the concept regarding the reality totally goes away from our life, then the projected world we take as real and so much we get engrossed in it that totally we forget spirituality. That's called as 100% delusion and samsara as we see the world around us, the people around us, as we were also before we got this exposure to this reality through the Shastra, with the grace of Guru. Stop all this, go back into the old world like others. Anytime you have choice. Without stopping, continue this, make the knowledge pakka, start doing the outer and inner sadhanas, go deeper into meditation, and realize the reality and find everything is reality or nothing is existing. Thereby, get that moksha. That also choice. Okay. Now, chito yasmat chidalehaha tanmayatvadanantakaha saesha bhuvana bhogaha iti tasyam prabimbati. So the Chit Paramatma with him Chidam is always there, Chidaham with him that Chamatkara Shakti also always there. Both of them are one without second, they are infinite. Second, Sa Esha Bhuvana Bhoga iti Tasyam Pravimbati. Okay, it is that Chit Shakti only doing the appearance of the Bhuvana Abhoga on that Chit. On the pure self, the Bhuvana Abhoga means entire world or cosmos of Nama Rupa, that Chiti Shakti only projecting on that Chit Paramatma. That Chit Shakti and Paramatma are both are one without second, they are infinite. Okay. In that Paramatma can be without the expression of Chit Shakti, the Chamatkara Shakti, but the Chamatkara Shakti cannot be independent of Paramatma. Next, परिणामविकारादि शब्दैः सैव चिदव्यया तादृग्रूपादभेद्यापि स्वशक्त्यैव विबुध्यते. अब देखो, this is the pure crux of Vedanta, very sublime, and all thoughts are included in it. But to tell to me and to listen to you and understand, so tough. Let us try. If not understood, maybe in after 100 chapters we study, our intellects may become qualified to understand. We have 1,000 chapters to study in this, yeah, because we are only in the third prakarana. So what is said here? See, sa eva chit avyaya. What is there always is the chit parabrahma tattva only, chidatma only. And it is avyaya. It is never modifiable. But that alone, because of its own Chid Shakti, the Parinama and Vikaradi, never there, but they are projected. And after being projected, they are given name that it has got Parinita and it got through the Vikara. So that the Rupa Namatmaka Parinama Vikara, not the real Parinama, real Vikara. On the Brahman is projected this world, even though the world is never away from other than apart from Brahman, it is taken to be so real as if the Brahman is forgotten. So, what is the reality? Mud. That mud is avikari. Always mud, isn't it? Before the pot is made, mud is there. When the pot is there, then also mud. When the pot is broken, mud is there. So all the time mud is there. Therefore, mud has never changed. That means it is avikari. Anna? Where is the vikara in the mud? Only in our shabda given to it. Isn't it? The mud, always mud, but some mesmerizing thing happens that the mud possesses or takes a shape, naturally or given by us. To that shape, we give the name. Okay? So, in that shape, let us say, of the pot, in and through what is there? In that shape, let us say pot, in and through what is there? Mud alone is. So in and through mud alone is there, then is the shape or the form pot has any meaning? No. If there is no meaning, so what we are seeing is mud only. But to that the new name is given is called as pot. Therefore, mud remaining all the time, a new name given called as pot is making us feel that there is a pot as if real, as if other than mud. That's what is said here. Otherwise, the pot is always mud only. There is nothing called as pot. Mud alone is there. So, vacha arambhanam vikaraha. Namadheyam. So the real vikara in the mud is started only by the Vani. When you give it a name, the pot. So Vacha Arambanam Vikara. The modification in the mud is only in your mouth of your word. And what the mouth is doing the vikara of the mud? Only Namadeyam. It's never changing the mud at all. It was, it is, it will be. Only it's giving a name. Therefore, what is the vikara? Namke vaste. Isn't it? Therefore, the whole universe is nothing but Brahman. Did the Brahman get through any vikara modification? No, it is Avyaya. Then what is that which is making us feel the Brahman to be in variety of this whole universe? Nothing but Namadev. Object वही है बस नाम दे रहे हैं. जैसे it as we have seen in this very text earlier. Object is the cotton only, but we gave it a new name, thread. Object is thread only, we gave it a new name, cloth. Object is cloth only, we gave it a new name, shirt. Is there a shirt other than the cloth? No. Is there a cloth other than the thread? No. Is there a thread other than the cotton? No. So what has happened between the cloth, the cotton to the shirt? What changed? All through cotton only is there. Name only changed. Okay? Name only changed. If this understood, so too, in and through everything, always Brahman alone is there. We give names. Then it appears to be Jagat. Therefore, Vikara is only Nama. Otherwise, always whatever we are seeing, feeling, taking, touching, everything is pure Brahman whose nature is pure existence and Chit. Sat Chit Swarupa Brahman alone is always. And that we are experiencing. And that alone we are experiencing as I. But this Chit Shakti, the Chamatkara Shakti, is giving the Nama. That's what said here. Parinama Vikaradi Shabdaihi. So the Brahman is never Parinata, never got through any Vikar. The Parinama Vikara is only Shabda. You know? Cotton never got through any Parinama, modification. If it modifies, in the thread, cotton should not be. In the cloth, the cotton should not be. In the shirt, the cotton should not be. In and through them, the cotton is there. For proof, take out the cotton and show the thread, or take out the cotton and show the cloth, take out the cotton and show the shirt. होएंगे क्या? Isn't it? Think, think. These things can be understood only when we contemplate with calm and quiet mind. Mind can be calm and quiet when we don't have the inner vasanas to push us outside and the outer temptations to pull us outside. That is the purity of heart. That is gained through Viveka Vairagya one side, Karma Yoga the other side. So Parinama Vikaradi Shabdahi Sa Eva Chit Avyaya Tadrugu Rupad Avedyapi. The whole universe is never away other than from Brahman only. Swashaktya Eva. By its own Shakti, it appears to be something different, and Vibudhyate, it is recognized also as if something different. Ornaments are never away from the gold. But a Vilakshana Shakti in the gold only makes the gold appear as if a ornament. And you and I recognize it and name it. Gold and ornament, as if there are two things. There are no two, always gold is there. Therefore, there is no Jagat, always Brahman. That is called Brahma Pratipadanam. The topic, the chapter's name. And these things, as we said today in the introduction, have to be heard for such a long time. Have to be quietly, patiently, with faith to be contemplated. In that heated contemplative mood, the subject matter starts sinking into us or it starts revealing to our intellect. Like to a scientist, any of the scientific principle clicks to him when he is calm and quiet and introverted and subtle and withdrawn from anything else. Okay. Now, avichinna vilasatma स्वतो यत् स्वदनं चितः चैत्यस्य च प्रकाशस्य जगदित्येव तत्स्थितम्. Okay, chitaha avichinna vilasa atma. Chitaha swataha, of pure consciousness, which is never separable, that Maya Shakti of him. That is what is projecting the Chaitya, the things that are illumined by this conscious self. That projected world of Rupanama, illumined by the Chit Swarupa, we call it as Jagat. Okay? Listen carefully. The whole world has to exist. Then only it can exist. And the whole world has to be awared by. Then only its existence has meaning. Now, therefore, the whole world is basically one existence and awareness. Then what is the whole Rupanama and their modifications are? That's what is the whole play of this Chamatkara Shakti. Aina? This Chamatkara Shakti is hiding the Paramatma, is projecting the Rupanama, is giving the reality to that Rupanama and making the Rupanama get modified too. And to that also, the reality is given. That's all Chamatkara Shakti only. What is there is always waking mind only. But that is made to be forgotten. Then the dream is projected, and in the dream, all the activities, actions, their results, their experiences, all of them are projected by the mind only, isn't it? The dreaming mind. Think how बढ़िया है ना? Dream world, dream person, person interacting with the world and experiencing that world as a result of interaction. किधर है वो सब बताओ? When you wake up, don't we see all of them as unreal projected? In the same way, when we wake up to the absolute reality, all this will be found to be projected only. But to wake up to that through the study, with the comparison with the dream, all this is projected that we have to accept. Then reduce our value for it. With that, the mind is calm, quiet. With calm and quiet mind, the reality is realized. When we realize and look back, what was believed with faith that the whole world is projected will be experienced. What is the experience like that at the time? I alone am there, there is nothing other than me. If something else is there, it is me only. What is an experience of the water when it sees so many waves in an ocean? Water either says there is nothing other than me, or it says all waves are me only. So therefore, what is Maya, delusion, ignorance, bondage? That there is no water, that there are waves, and the waves are real, and they are born, they are modifying, they are dying. And I am happy, joyful when they are born and dancing, and I am miserable when they die. When the wave is born, I dance. When the wave is dying, I become miserable. How funny it is from the standpoint of water, when water alone is there, which is neither born nor modifying nor dying. And the wave, independent of water, is never there. And we give value to that wave's birth and death, which is never there. We give value to all the upadhis and suffer their birth and death, which are never there. What if there is Brahman, which is never born, never dying? लाइक जैसा है पानी ही, उसका न जन्म है न मरण, और लहर बिना पानी का अपने भाई नहीं. And what language we talk? The baby is born, which is never independently existing. Baby is growing, which is never independently existing. And baby is dying. And we are happy because of birth of wave, and we are miserable because of death of wave. Which wave? Which was never independently existing other than water. What is the position of water? Which is never born, never dying, always there. This is Vedanta. Realize that water. So to realize that reality. Next, then Akashadapi Sukshmaisha Ya Shaktir Vitata Chitaha Sa Swabhavata Evaitam Aham Tam Paripashyati. See, Chitaha Ya Shakti of this pure conscious Paramatma, that Shakti, which is Vitata, which is infinite, Sukshma, which is so subtle, Akashadapi. सो आकाश से भी सूक्ष्माते सूक्ष्म सर्वव्यापक शक्ति उस चित परमात्मा का सा दट अलोन स्वभावतः by its own nature एवं एताम अहंताम परिपश्य. That alone is making the pure conscious self become aware of itself and its power, then giving the chavi to the power so that when that power gets activated, the whole world of Rupanama are projected. Okay? Akashadapi sukshma esha ya shakti vitata chitaha. This Shakti alone, Chamatkara Shakti, that's what said few shlokas back. So Chit Chamatkara Shakti, with that Chamatkara Shakti of the Chit Chamatkara, that is the whole universe. Its universe expression, its modification, its retail dissolution or wholesale dissolution. All of them. When you see a land which is plowed and which is seeds are put, don't you see? One sprout comes, two come. By the time 3 days we see thousands and thousands of saplings come. So retail sapling came one or two wholesale. When the crop grows and all the yield is taken away, then you can see few of them start getting collapsed. Isn't it? Retail research. After 1 month, you see, or 1 week, the entire land again becomes zero, as like earlier. So रिटेल का एक का जन्म हुआ और होलसेल हो गया, फिर रिटेल का एक नाश हो गया, होलसेल नाश. Anything it can. In an empty land of 28 acres, one building comes up, two buildings, three buildings. Within 100 years, you see the whole cluster of apartments in that place. तो रिटेल से बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्ट होकर तो होलसेल में the whole land is filled with the buildings, so it's called as township or whatever. Maybe after 200, 300 years, like it happened in Gaza for one reason or other, one building gets collapsed, two gets collapsed, slowly all of them get collapsed and they become down to earth, nothing remains. Examples. In the same way, in the pure Paramatma, because of his Shakti only, the individual and total Srishti Sthiti Laya are happening. Without happening. In reality, nothing is happening. All the buildings are made from building material taken from the earth only. All of the buildings collapse and merge in the earth. All the trees, plants come from the earth only. They go back to the earth. Isn't it? So too the entire universe is projected on the self. Then they merge back in the self. In that merging back, it doesn't merge actually. They just stop their appearance. What is the meaning of wave? Merging in the water. The appearance of waveness going. Think. Now comes आकाशादपि सूक्ष्मा एषा या शक्तिः वितता चितः. And the subtler than the Akasha is this Vitata Shakti of the Chit Swarupa Paramatma. Sa Swabhavata eva eta mahantam parivashat. That alone, by its nature, he is making Paramatma become aware of his Shakti and then give a chavi, then the whole world project. That's what he says. Atmanyatmatmanaivasya yatra spurati varivatu jagadanta mahantanum tadaisha samprapashyati. See, yatra spurati varivat. Is there any time, see, what example here Vaashishtha gave, that only we studied before studying the shloka. So we are in tune with Vaashishtha or his blessings are there on us. Is there any time any of the waves with whatever their shapes and sizes and powers, apart from the water, try to catch it. And the satta of the wave also is satta of the water. When the satta itself belongs to water, then the waves, birth, modification, death, and any of the dancings it does in between, or any of the power the wave has to move the boat or to move the person, all of them, they don't belong to the wave. Because wave's existence itself is not its own, it's waters. Isn't it? If you understand it in the same way, Atmani, on his own self, Atma, the pure self alone, Atmana eva, by its own choice, Asya, yatra spurati varivat. The entire Jagat is Purita, like on the water, because the power within the water only, the waveness is projected, which is never real. In the same way, Jagat Antam Ahantanum. The entire grossly seen Jagat, which is toward the end, starting with Ahamta. The Aham Spurana, the pure consciousness becomes aware of itself, its existence. Then it becomes aware of its own Shakti. That Shakti Vilasa is the entire Jagat. तो अहमता से लेकर जगत तक all of that is. अहंता से लेकर जगत तक all of that is. Nothing but that Chaitanya Paramatma, only just like the waves birth up to its dissolution is nothing but water only, inasmuch there are no two things called as water and wave. No two things called as water and wave. Water only with its power appearing as wave. So no two things called as the pure Chit Swarupa Brahman and the Jagat. The Brahman alone with its power appearing as the Jagat without itself changing. Like the water appears as wave, is the water changing? It is always remaining as water. That's the meaning of Atmani Atma Atmana Eva Asya Yatra Spurati Varivat. So therefore the whole Jagat always is Purita in that Brahman only, like the entire millions of waves are Spurita only in the water. Our goal is water. We are already seeing the waves. Our goal is the Chit Brahman. We are already seeing the Rupanama Jagat. Our problem is the Jagat with Rupanama is real and their birth and death are affecting us. So the waves are real, their birth and death are affecting us. What we have to realize is beyond behind there is every wave, there is Vata, which is never born, never die. So too, beyond behind every Rupanama of Jagat, there is one Brahman which is never born and die. And that Brahman is me. So I am that Brahman in which birth death are there, not there, and all the birth death are to the Rupanama, they are only projected based on me. They are not real. Like on the TV screen, the cinema starts getting projected, it continues, after some it gets ended, which is never real. Screen is real. अधिष्ठान रूपी स्क्रीन पे सिनेमा कल्पित है कि नहीं, प्रोजेक्टेड है कि नहीं, वो खेलता रहता है कुछ समय तक, चलता है सिनेमा, दिन बंद हो जाता है, while it is projected or it is being played, and it's all of that. Is it really happening? But we feel so. So too on the Brahman, Srishti Sthiti Laya are appearances, not real. सृष्टि स्थिति लय है क्या है, अनुभव आ रहे के अनुभव में हो रहा है, बट क्या है वेदांत की बात, अनुभव में आ रहे हैं है लेकिन रियल नहीं, रियल ब्रह्म ही है. So is the pot there? Yes. Is it useful? Yes. Yet it is not real. Why? Mud alone is real. This is how the Vedanta. Next one. चमत्कार करी चारु यच्चमत् कुरुते चितिहि स्वयं स्वात्मनि तस्यैव जगन्नाम कृतं ततः. Same thing, conclusion. So चितिहि चारु चितिहि चमत्कार करी चारु चितिहि. The chit pure Brahman which can do the chamatkara. Yet chamat kurute. When it does that chamatkara, swayam by its own self, so atmani on its own self, taseva of that only jagat nama kritam tataha, which is named as jagat later. So the pure Paramatma Tattva with its own chamatkara shakti, when it does the chamatkara, and when that is named, it is called jagat. So jagat is nothing but the name given to the chamatkara of the Paramatma. And Paramatma does the chamatkara with his chamatkara shakti. So therefore, the whole universe is Paramatma only with his Maya. So is Maya real, separate from Paramatma? No. Is the Jagat real, separate from Paramatma? No. Is Paramatma real? Yes. Where is Paramatma? He alone is there everywhere. But I can't see. Yes, you are deluded by the Chamatkara Rupanama, which never exists. Like when I see the 100 pots of different sizes and shapes in the shop, I just get deluded by seeing, अरे इतने घड़े हैं इधर, बड़ा है, छोटा है, पतला है, मोटा. That perception of the Rupanama is a typical power of deluding me. And I talk in the language of pots and gamla only. I never think that they are all are made out of mud. That's called as power of chamatkar. The chamatkara shakti does two things. One, that side it makes appear the mud as the pots. Second side, it makes me to see those pots through the upadhis and accept them only or give value to them only. यहाँ उपाधियों के द्वारा रूप नाम को देखकर उसको वैल्यू देना और उधर अधिष्ठान पे रूप नाम को कल्पना करना, ये दोनों काम वो चमत्कार शक्ति करती है. Whereas from that side, mud alone was there before, during and after. And when I am seeing with all my upadhis, in reality, I am seeing mud only. Because जो है वही देखेगा ना. Mud is projected as pots and mud is seen as pots. This is samsara. Where is what is reality is always mud. इसको देखो डाइजेस्ट करने में इस ज्ञान को कितनी बार सुनना सोचना. But once this clicks to us, then the entire delusory Rupanama, which were deluding us, they stop deluding us. We will no more be in samsara. As much tough is this knowledge to gain and digest, so much beautiful it is, so much useful it is, so much liberating it is once it is gained. इसलिए जितना भी मुश्किल है परमात्मा को जानो, rather देन जितना भी मुश्किल है जगत को पाओ. सारे मुश्किलात के साथ जगत को पाकर भी हम बंधन में रहते हैं. सारे कष्ट मुश्किलात के साथ ब्रह्म तत्व को जब जानते हैं, परमानेंटली वी गेट लिबरेटेड. सो चमत्कार करी चारु यत चमत्कुरुते चिति स्वयं स्वात्मनि तस्य एव जगत नाम कृतम ततः. उसी को जगत का नाम दिया है जो चित्त का चमत्कार है. So Chitta, its chamatkara Shakti, it is done the chamatkara. And to that, when the Nama is given, the whole thing is called as God. The world is nothing but the names given to the Paramatma appearing in so many forms because of his Chamatkara Shakti. Yet, Paramatma has not changed. He is always there. Think. Mm. That's why Chitaha Chetyam Ahankaraha Saiva Raghava Kalpana Tanmatradi Chidevato Tvitvaikatve Samstite. So Chitaha Chetyam Ahankara Saiva Raghava Kalpana. Oh Raghava, what is there is always pure consciousness. Okay. Other than that pure conscious Chit Swarupa, what is seen by the Chit Swarupa Paramatma, the Chetyam, everything, that is Kalpana only. Therefore, Tanmatradi, the Tanmatras from where the entire world is projected, all of that is Chit Eva. Ataha Dvitvaikatve Kwasamstite. When the entire Tanmatras are nothing but Chit alone in their essential nature, then where is the Dvaita? When there is no Dvaita, what is the discussion about Ekata? Because we are seeing the Dvaita, the Gurus have to teach us Ekam Advaita. If there is no Dvaita only, then what is the discussion about Ekata? What is there always is one without second, Brahman only. Okay. Then how to realize this Brahman? The sadhana here, which we have discussed in the morning also, yesterday also, as I told you, it will come in Yoga Vaashishtha, it will come in Yoga Vaashishtha. We said no, वो ये बात कि जीव हेत्वादि संत्यागे. So what is that which is making me the jiva? What is the hetu? My own vasanas and my own ignorance. When the ignorance is replaced by the knowledge, when the vasanas are eliminated through karma yoga, bhakti yoga, ityadi, as a result of it, the differentiation that you and I dissolve. Oh, what remains there is sheshaha sadasator madhye bhavati arthatmaka bhavetu. What reality remains or there always is realized at that time. So from this shloka, along with this shloka, we will exhaustively study in our tomorrow's class. So subject being very sublime, subtler, monotonous, we can't talk or discuss or listen about it. More than this, it is not necessary. आज इतना dose काफी. Daily ऐसे थोड़ा थोड़ा dose लेते रहने से for us the Brahma Vastu's existence will be accepted. Everything other than him is mithya, that is accepted. Then, because it's mithya, let me not value, that thought will come. And when I devalue it, the mind gathers quietness. With a quiet mind, that Brahman which I intellectually understood, let me realize it, that jignasa will come. With that jignasa, when we sit quietly on the deep state of meditation, transcending all the upadhi, really I realize that self. Once I realize it, I am that, everything is that, there is nothing other than it, all the things are projected. In the projected only there is Janma Marana Ityadi, not in the reality. Therefore, the samsara which happens because of Janma Marana are actually not there in me, the real self. I am Mukta. I was always Mukta. See? I am always Mukta as Atman Brahman without any Janma, Vikara and Mrityu. And where is Janma, Vikara, Mrityu? In the Upadhis. What are the Upadhis? They are Kalpita. Like on the Panchamahabhutas, the Sharira is Kalpita. In the Kalpita Sharira, there is Janma Marana along with Vikara in between. What's happening to Panchamahabhutas? They are always same. Before the Panchamahabhutas came together to appear as the Sharira, they were there. In the Sharira also they are there. When the Sharira gets dissolved, what happens to Panchamahabhutas? They won't get dissolved. They remain only. Go beyond. What is expressing as Panchamahabhutas is Tanmatras. What is expressing as Tanmatras is the Maya Kalpana. Behind that Maya Kalpana, what is there as substratum is Brahman. Is this Maya or Maya Kalpita Tanmatras or Panchamahabhutas Jagat touching the Brahman, modifying Brahman? No. But that Brahman is not objective, it is object. It is not experienced as an object, it is realized as the self. These are the little subtler things about the reality. They also will be revealed to us and we'll be understanding them also as we proceed in our study further. Continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hey Prabhu Rama, Hey Prabhu Vasishtha, give us a pure heart, give us that intellectual ability to comprehend, apprehend what you are saying truly correctly without any mistake. May both the speakers spoken, both of them, gain this knowledge, use this knowledge, and through the knowledge realize the Brahman and enjoy that being Brahman, freeing from all the delusions and samsara dukkha. Hey Rama, hey Vasishtha, may the devilish thought of going away from the scriptures or spirituality or sadhana never occur to us, even once in dream. May our inquisitiveness, zeal, zest, curiosity, called as Shraddha, Bhakti, Tatparata ityadi, for the truth increase more and more to such an extent that we spend every moment of our life, every ounce of our abilities, every opportunity, only to know the truth. O Lord, please say Tathastu. We are expressing this sankalpa and desire from the core of the heart. And even if there is malice in that core of the heart or anywhere, impurity, it's your responsibility to remove them. Wherever we are able to do, we do. Wherever we are not able to do, please make it happen. O Lord, thank you. Now let's study Bhagavan Adi Shankara's Yogatara World. Some time come.